Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to Love Adventure number 2 readings. The last time I did love readings was about 3 or 4 months ago. It was like back in June of this year. So it's time for an update. Now, these are timeless, of course, but love is such an amazing adventure into knowing who we really are. So we're going to jump in and see what's coming next in our adventure of love. If you want to check out the previous ones, I will throw a link to the playlist for the Love Adventure number 1 at the end. So if you want to go check those out, feel free to do so. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what is in store for you. All right, all my Sagittarians, this is your Love Adventure 2 reading. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from these Rumi Oracle. And this is just going to represent what the Creator wants you to know about the 3 months. Just overall, what do they want you to know about your love adventure during that time? It could be the overall theme or just information that will be helpful for you during that period. All right. Okay. Creator, for our Sagittarians, what would you like them to know about this next 3 months love adventure? Okay. This is the one right here. And you have the Celestial Rose of Ma. It's number 10 there. And I believe Leo got this as well, another fire energy, because this definitely feels like fire type of energy, which you're the fire element. And then I'm just going to read from the book here and see what message comes with that here. So this says, and this is the message from Rumi themselves to you. So this is the message, and then we'll go into more about it as well. But the message is, the Divine Mother offers me her rose. How rich that gift may be. I tear my flesh on its thorns, and my blood flows. I curse myself for carelessness, and yet in my desire to grasp this gift, it happens again and again. Then I realize such is its scent, its beauty. How can I be tentative in my approach? My senses are drenched in beauty, and I long to inhale the exquisite perfume, to reach for the velvet dew of the petals, soft and delicate under my touch. Perhaps I will be scraped and I will bleed, yet that is not enough to deter me, to prevent me from accepting this gift. The magnificence of the bloom renders the struggle to enjoy it as a worthy, noble, essential pursuit. Of course, I understand something so precious must be protected and must be allowed to live. More than this, to thrive. So those thorns are hooks that allow for growth for those that would bear the pain of the ascent to the rose's blooming heart. And those thorns are barbs that keep away those that would consume the creation without appreciating its worth and beauty. Yet, those thorns serve essential purpose. I cannot begrudge them, for I love the rose, and so I love what is necessary for her to be. So I love the thorns too. And I love that. I mean, it's very poetic, right? But it's about reaching to the rose, which of course, there's this is a rose in here if you look closely. This is like a rose in the middle there. And to get to the heart of the rose, which is to get to our own hearts, to the deep, unconditional love that lives within our heart, you have to move up the stem, which is full of thorns, which is full of experiencing the pain. And in experiencing pain, we understand more fully what unconditional love is, right? Experiencing the world of conditional love and the prick of fear that happens when we move into fear, experiencing that allows us to understand and appreciate and be so much more like connected to our heart. And it goes on to say that a spiritual gift is on its way to you. The celestial rose of the Divine Mother is a precious offering of sacred love to the soul. That love can lift you beyond what you've known, beyond self-imposed limits by the uplifting fragrance of grace. You will begin to think thoughts you've never dared think before, like maybe you're worthy and lovable. Those are amazing thoughts, right? You will feel moved by life, by its sacredness, in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will feel ecstasy without apparent cause, and you will feel as though every breath is a seductive caress of the heavenly lover. You will be open and surrendered in a way you have longed to be, but in a way you've never known quite how to go about. The spiritual gift signifies the ending of a period of suffering and the opening up to a time of new opportunity, a flourishing and a thriving release of your unique soul fragrance into the world. It's a gift worth having. So then, the sticking point, the thorn is not, that point is not the value of the gift. The sticking point, the place where one can stumble and place hands to the ground or break a fall, rather than open them to receive, is in the thorn. The thorn is the point of pain. It is what tears at you, but is essential for you to receive the rose. Your thorn may be the love you need to let go of now, so you are open to be, so you are open to your present rather than the haunted past. Your thorn may be the fear that if you grow too vibrant and embrace the magnificence of your being, others will shun you out of jealousy or fear and leave you alone. Your thorn may be a constant need to bargain with life, that you shall take one step provided certain unwanted events don't take place, rather than just accepting it and living it as presented to you. Like those deals we have, with God. If you don't let that happen, I'll do this every day for you, right? Like in the movies. Or like in our lives. Your thorn may be looking deep within the heart and removing a crown of thorns, representative of your suffering over a long, long time, letting it go, allowing the heart to heal. This, with a sense of virginal purity to emanate from the heart, realizing that even great suffering has not tarnished its radiance, but only allowed it to grow strong. Your ready for love heart can now be free from expectation and instead be open to life with curiosity and reverence. Oh, those thorns! They have served their purpose, not in and of themselves, but rather that they have proven you worthy of the rose and ready now to receive its beauty, healing, and grace. Whatever your thorns are or have been, be willing to deal with them, to face them, and most importantly, to release them without any shred of doubt, shame, guilt, or recrimination. Beloved, they have served, and now their purpose has been completed. The celestial rose of Ma promises a gift worth so much more than any pain that you're holding on to. So release to receive now. Can you sense the dew-soft petals and luscious fragrance opening to you now? It's beautiful. Definitely, these next 3 months are all about these doubts that you've had about your lovability and all the pain that you've had in the past. Opening up yourself to the external, unstable, world out there. Whether, in like I mentioned in the opening, this doesn't have to be romantical. I mean, it can definitely be with friendships, with family, with work, with animals, like your fur babies and feather babies, whatever it might be, whatever relationships have caused that prick of pain in your life. This is all about a big transformational time for you during these next 3 months of understanding the roots of these and discovering that this true heart of yours, this celestial heart of yours, this spiritual higher heart of yours, is where you find the love. And the pain that you experienced from the external, from the stem, is just to let you know that that is not what you are wanting. But in order to discover and really understand who you are and what your unconditional love is, you experience its opposite, which is pain and conditional love, a love you can lose, a love with expectations, a love with rules around it. But connecting to your celestial heart, the celestial rose of Ma, it's that mothering nature, the mothering nurture feeling of unconditional love, where there's nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you can do to gain more of it, because you have it all. And experiencing this allows you to move in to really grasp and understand your worth of receiving that unconditional love. We'll, of course, dig more into here. What we're going to look at next are these crystal medicine oracles. And what we're going to look at here is what type of tool or guidance or vehicle helps you move from here over into this newer area, letting the old go and bringing in this new beautiful love energy from within as you transform those pain and those scars on your hands, your fingers, from grabbing onto that rose, the rose stems, and seeing that blood run down your fingers, right? Right, Creator? For our Sagittarians, what else do you want them to know about this 3-month journey, and what can help them make that transformation, that beautiful, beautiful transformation? Yep, you got soul retrieval. Let me let you see that a little better there. And the medicine is middle world. And the crystal is Galena, Galena, and it's card number 29. And what I love is that this is a card number 10, which is endings and new beginnings. And 29 breaks down to 11, which would be, movement into the new beginning. And it's also 1-1 is a very, 11. Like you see 11, it has to do with self-awareness and about messages as well. So definitely for those of you into numerology, probably busted that out right away. But if that means something to you, then you can also Google angel number 11 and just see what special message might be there for you. So the soul retrieval says you've attracted this card as there's an opportunity for you to receive a soul retrieval healing. Throughout life, we all at some point experience a trauma that can create a fracture in our energy. Most people can look back on their life and pinpoint an experience that shaped them differently and caused them to relate to life in a different way. When we experience a frightening event or a trauma, a piece of us, a positive aspect, is frozen and left in that time and place within the energy body. Healers and shamans work powerfully to heal these fractures using a process called soul retrieval. And this is where they travel through timelines to the spirit world to retrieve this energy and bring it back into the physical and into the present moment, where this energy can heal the original fracture. It was supposed to be fracture at a deep level. Do you feel like a part of you is missing? Do you have a memory of trauma that keeps raising its head? Do you feel unsettled and as though you're in need of some healing? Now is the time to reconnect to the positive energy that you had before the traumatic experience. It's time to heal this old trauma so you can free yourself from this fragmented energy in your life. It's time to reclaim this aspect of yourself and live your life with a deeper sense of peace. Make sure to do the ceremony to assist you in this process, or find a healer or shaman to work with you. And I'll read that ceremony here in a moment as well. Now, the medicine is the middle world. And this is so perfect, by the way. I mean, duh, right? It's totally talking about all the thorns that we were talking about, and how those thorny experiences have pieces of your energy trapped in the past that you're investing in maintaining that pain. And this soul retrieval process is what's going to allow you to take that energy away and no longer maintain those things and get that power back. So the middle world is another world the shamans would journey into to receive specific medicine and energy for healing. This world is the spiritual realm of the physical plane, or the non-ordinary reality. Healers and shamans would travel there to connect to the spirits of everything in nature and receive the energy medicine of things such as the mountains, planets, crystals, moon, sun, the elements, trees, and everything that exists on the earthly plane. You can also travel down through the timeline in the middle world to connect to the energy of the experiences that have happened in life. Many healers work with this realm to facilitate soul retrieval and heal issues and traumas of the past and the future. You can travel to this world by calling upon your power animal, closing your eyes, and dropping into a trance-like state with the intention of traveling to this sacred realm and allowing your spirit to leave your body. And I'll talk about the ceremony here. I usually haven't been reading those, but because it's specifically asked, I'm going to share that with you. And the ceremony says, find some time to sit quietly in a comfortable position, and then set the intention that you would like to access and retrieve medicine for healing a soul aspect. Close your eyes and call your power animal if you know it. If not, work with Galena and call upon its diva. Galena crystal is the crystal, so that is what they're talking about there. So your power animal or crystal diva will guide you through the middle world as you allow yourself to leave your body. Travel and receive the medicine. You won't always get clarity on what happened, however, trust that some part of you knows and you've received the medicine. Come back slowly. Make sure to be kind and gentle to yourself as you create a safe and sacred space to integrate the medicine. This could take a few days, and it's of course different for each person. And then just thank your spirits. Thank your posse that's helping you on this journey. And if you don't know your power animal and you want to kind of locate that beforehand, you can also do that. Normally you know what your power animal is because it's an animal that you just feel an akin to, kinship with, where you've always been attracted to it. Like if you ever go to a zoo, you're like beelining it to go see them, or so excited when you get to see them and hang out there and you just feel this bond with them. And if you don't with that, you can always meditate and sit and just ask for your power animal, them to come to you, because that's an animal spirit that's with you from the beginning of your birth as this human all the way until you leave this world, and they greet you as you go to the other side as well. So definitely look into that. Next, what we're going to do, I've got these 2 decks of these love oracle cards. I've got one that's the shadow side and one that's the pink higher heart side. And what we're going to do is we're going to look in to get some clarification on what these thorns were, get some confirmation and validation or new information for you. And then we'll pull from this to see once you go through this soul retrieval, what waits for you on this other side, and what that does to, your love experience and love adventure over these next 3 months. So Creator, what do you want our Sagittarians to know about the thorns in their side? No, the thorns that cause them pain, where their energy is still being held in. Okay. So we've got girl talk here, and it says time with friends, moving on, happily single, living in the moment, having fun. And so there's this energy here, and what I'm feeling for this is your self-talk that you're giving yourself. So the girl talk, and this is whether you're boy, girl, or however you identify, these are all the things that you're telling yourself because you were hurt. And because of that, now you protect yourself, and this is what you tell everyone. Oh, I'd rather have time with my friends. Oh, I've moved on. Oh, I'm happily single. Oh, I'm living in the moment. I'm having fun. And really, when you're not around people, that's not how you're portraying yourself. And this, a lot of this can be in your subconscious too. This is, of course, a general reading, so it's going to be different for each one of you, and you're at different stages of it, or protecting yourself in different ways. Some of you have pushed it so deep down inside that this is what you tell yourself too. Like I talked about the self-talk. This is what you're telling yourself, and like, yeah, da, 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 da. And you keep yourself so busy and so involved and so distracted that because you don't want to, when you're alone in silence is when that starts to fall apart, right? So there's this energy that you're investing in protecting yourself, but this soul retrieval will help you go back to that and realize that not everyone's the same, and it's going to bring you into this power of yourself, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a moment, about how you get to choose what anything means about you, and no one can really break your heart. Like the broken heart, if this was broken, it would be like your talisman that you carry around, with you, saying, this is my broken heart, look at, I'm broken. And that's kind of the self-talk that can come with it all too. And so because I'm broken, I don't deserve a relationship, and I don't want to be in a relationship. So I'm just going to, again, keep coming back to this. I'm happier alone. I'm happy with just my friends. Who needs that, relationship? And truthfully, we don't need a relationship, because in our heart, in our spiritual heart, our higher heart, we do have all the love that we ever need and that we're thirsting for. But, when our self-love is about this big, and this is how much we love ourselves, and this is how much love we can give and how much love we can receive. And the more that we connect into our real heart, our inner heart, our self-love, and as that expands, then the amount of love we can give out into the physical world expands, and the amount of love we can feel from others expands. And it becomes not this necessity, and this is what I need love from you in order to be lovable and to feel good about myself. You find all that within yourself through this higher love, and then any love you get is extra and above and beyond and amazing, and you can take it or leave it. And that take it or leave it is over here of this very peaceful take it or leave it. It's all extra and abundant. This take it or leave it is a self-defense, and it's bitter, right? I can take it or leave it. I don't need that love. That's the kind of bitterness that it comes with that talk. And that's not just girls that feel that way, of course. Bitterness is doesn't have a gender. Trust me. And then you have Hand of Cards. This is take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing your hand, gambling. And what I first of all feel about this is there's this powerlessness in the cards that you feel you've been dealt in life. And it's almost like this feeling of the universe has it out for me. I must have done something wrong in a past life. All this bad stuff keeps happening. Why me? The cards I've been dealt suck, and there's that kind of, feel to this, which is that, like I said, it's that powerlessness. And it feels like the victimhood and we invest energy in that to maintain that. It takes so much energy to maintain the victimhood, because you have to maintain that story inside of you every day. And Yeah, not showing your hand is really the only one that came out here too, because it's like you're afraid to show, like it says, show your hand. You're afraid to show your true hand and your true pain that you experienced, because it's almost the feeling that I'm getting. And again, take what resonates with you and leave the rest for anyone else if it doesn't resonate with you. But it's like this. We make it so dramatic, the situations that happened, that it's almost comical, and we almost make it that way, but we're really hiding behind it. And so I almost feel like there's this sense of humor that you use to hide your real pain, by making up all these analogies and making all this stuff up. And again, coming back to this, I just feel like this super busyness, which, with Sagittarians, you do have a lot of energy. You have a lot of, you can't sit still energy. So you're always going, ha ha, blah, blah, blah. And Sagittarians do have a lot of humorous energy about them. And so you do hide, your true cards, because through humor and behind those masks, because you don't want to be vulnerable. You don't want to be hurt again and again and again, like this talks about. Then you have the Runner. And this is, you're the runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. So this is really, especially around codependency, because you were drawn so much into codependency before, and I'm a recovering enabler in codependent relationships. So up front, we're not alone in all that. But I really feel that you were so burned and so exhausted in codependent relationships, where you gave and gave and gave, or I gave so much that I had to end up declaring bankruptcy because I gave so much away and I was so in debt I was never going to get out of it. And that was, decades ago. And I was like, you know what? Never going to do that again. Never, never, never. And this is that kind of that runner feeling too, is like, you run from relationships because you think, not again, no, but the amazing thing is I would run from people I perceived as victims, because that's what I love to do. As an enabler in codependent relationships, my hero inside me sought out victims to rescue because that's what made me feel good. And so when victims would come around after I went through all that, and, you started going through the awareness of it all, then you're like, no, why do I keep being attracted to, them? And I used to almost have this mentality that if I'm really attracted to someone, they must be really, really in a bad, bad way, because, the stronger my attraction, the more their life was just this mess in my eyes, right? But eventually, when you find your self-love and the soul retrieval, you get that energy back, where when you learn from the teachers that came into your life with, every single one of, I had like 5 codependent relationships, and I learned so much through them. They were my teachers, always pointing back to me how I felt about myself. And once I found this inner love, went through all the thorns to get to the rose, then I stopped being attracted to that same, type of individual, and more attracted to having peace and quiet and this beautiful love from within, and not worried about being desperate to be in the next codependent relationship. Yay! So, and this is the rose quartz. This is representing your high heart, your not the human green heart chakra, but the pink, chakra of the higher heart, the spiritual heart, the unconditionally loving heart. And so we're going to pull some cards here. And again, this is going to represent that once you go through this soul retrieval and get back this energy that clears you from investing all that energy you're using to maintaining those stories, that this is what comes for you afterwards. So Creator, what do you want Sagittarians to know about what happens after this transformation, after the soul retrieval? Okay, that one. And that one. And that one. Definitely that one. All right. So the first one, yep, twin flames. So I love this. So this is the yin and the yang, Zen, balance, union, duality, coupling, complement each other. So you move from this codependent type of feel into this beautiful, just wonderful fitting together. And how that happens is because when you're over here and you're looking for, you almost have this belief that you're incomplete until you find someone else. You feel less than, you feel empty, you feel just powerless, right? But over here, when you go through the soul retrieval and you understand and you find that love within, then when you have all that love within yourself and you feel this beautiful pricelessness about your self-worth, then there's not this neediness with each other. There's not this dependency on each other. Like, I don't need you to make me be happy. I can choose to be happy for no reason at all. And it becomes more, a friend of mine said it really beautifully once. It's like, you know what? I know I'm the one that chooses whether I'm happy or not, but this person that I'm with makes it such an easier choice. And that's what I feel with this. And it's a beautiful feeling of, you know what? We complement each other. There's no even, a sign of an argument, even though arguments are healthy, but it's like, it's just such a wonderful balance because you are finding what you need within you. And relationships always continue to teach us patience and unconditional love. So that doesn't mean that you wouldn't have it, but you do have these relationships. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It can be a friendship. It can be a family member. It can be a work partner, or even, like I said, some sort of pet or animal that you have in your life. And then you have, look at that, healing heart. Beautiful. I love that. Healing from heartbreak, freedom from toxic relationships or addiction. Do I need to go into more? It's everything we had talked about. This is all about the healing of the heart, right? And definitely freedom from these toxic type of relationships. And you have this type of relationship instead. Oh, the dragonfly. Beautiful. Be lighthearted. Finding out. Things coming to light. Adapt. Change. Heal. Again, dragonfly is very much a spiritual, being as well. Definitely a sign of that. I just love it. This is all so perfect, especially with these are, kind of these darker energies, most of them, and these are all beautiful and loving and what you would imagine it would feel like when you really can touch the inner depths of your soul, the inner depths of your heart, right? And I'm going to put this right here. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at these everyday tarot and just going to pull a couple cards, see what else the Creator would like you to know about this 3-month adventure. In love, love, love. But how empowering. It's just crazy. I'm always blown away by how much they want to communicate with us and all the information they're willing to give us to help us on our path. We're always going to experience our thorns because we came here to experience our thorns. These are not bad. It's what drew us here, because in experiencing what we're not, we more fully understand who we are, like we were talking about. And an example of that is, like, we are beings of unconditional love, and that's all we are on the other side. And it's like breathing air here. If we were always around like never around like an ocean or a deep lake or anything like that, we would be like, what is air? I didn't even know air exists. But you fall into the water and you sink to the bottom, and suddenly you understand when there's not enough air to breathe that you're like, air? I see air from down here. I understand what air is now up there. And I didn't realize what it was before. Almost maybe didn't even realize it existed. And now I even appreciate air so much more. And that's how unconditional love means. We experience conditional love and fear. We understand, more up there, right? So that's what I'm feeling with that there. So, really, what else do you want Sagittarians to know about this 3-month adventure? Okay. And you got Knight of Cups. Cups are the water element, and it is all about the emotions. And the Knight is all about movement and action when it comes to love. And what's amazing is what he's carrying here is the Holy Grail, or the chalice. And what's in that is the living waters, which is filled with the essence of our Creator, unconditional love. So this is the movement of unconditional love that's coming in to your life, and that's what helps bring you and transform and spark you into, moving here. And this is almost like the thorns and the rose, right? Yeah. And you got the Hermit. And this doesn't mean being alone. Don't worry. You're like, oh, you're going to live a life as a monk up in the mountains. Congratulations. This is about making sure you're taking time to turn inward and find out who you really are, which is this bright and shiny star that's in this lantern. In this dark night that's around you, this dark night here, what, takes you through that is this connection to yourself. In fact, I want to move this Knight of Cups over here, and because he's in the night, this is where they belong, and they're the ones that lead you out. And this is like that soul retrieval that you're going on here, and obtaining the pieces of yourself again, to bring that power back. The star in there is actually the star card, which represents, is actually related to Aquarius, which is the water bearer, who also brings the living waters in the container that they bear. The waters they bring are of the unconditional love of the Creator, those living waters. And the star also means hope, and it brings that hope. And again, really, really connecting to your soul, like it mentioned here, and doing the soul retrieval and moving from this beautiful, beautiful adventure you were already on. I know it doesn't feel like it yet, but once you're over here, and because you went through this is even more expansive, like we talked about with underwater, seeing air. You can look back in hindsight and see what a wonderful, beautiful experiences they were, and that they were indeed happening for you. We're also going to pull a card here from, these are the guardian angel cards. And we're just going to see what else your angels would have to say to you here. Let me see. I don't think I can shuffle these like I normally do. I've attempted. Well, here, I'm going to try here again. We'll see if it works. We'll try it like this. And we'll try to do the sides. How's that? Yay! Success. Should we try it again? Should have quit while I was ahead, right? Okay, there we go. All right, Creator. Guardian angels, what do you have to tell our Sagittarians about this beautiful journey? Okay. And I'm going to show you these cards. They're beautiful. And this is just letting you know that you are never alone. You have this large group of beings of unconditional love and light on the other side that are with you from the moment you were created as a soul, and will be with you until we all end some way or somehow, or get absorbed back into the giant sea of love. Whatever happens eventually, we're always together, and they're always supporting you and loving you. Definitely. And you got inspiration. And that says a wave of inspiration and a stream of beautiful ideas are about to enter your aura. It's important that you trust your intuition at this time. Pay attention to unusual thoughts that come to your mind and do not discount your imagination. Many wonderful ideas which have served humanity were initially scoffed at or ridiculed. We, your guardian angels, will help you discover ways to apply your ideas and manifest new realities for your life. And so I really feel this is important, to connect to your intuition, connect to your higher self, connect to that whole support group out there. They won't mess with your free will while you're down here, but if you ask them for assistance, they will help you. They'll help you in any way they can, giving you message signs, synchronicities, all that types of things. They'll never, before we come down here as souls, there's things we want to experience and want to go through for the experience of it. And they know that those already prearranged things that they won't meddle in. It's like, no matter what I do as the human, do not, tell me the answer to that. Then they will be like, yeah, sorry, see your signature here? This is a waiver. We can't tell you that, and that's kind of this feeling that comes, with that as well. But just know that you're not alone in this journey into the middle world, back to looking at these things, seeing them for what they really were, and that they were happening for you, because they were always, like I talked about, all those relationships I had, they were always pointing me back to me, showing me how I felt about myself, and how would I expect them to love me any more than I loved myself, because I wouldn't let anyone love me more than I love myself. All right. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the heart cards. And here's the white crystal quartz or clear quartz. And we're going to put this over here. And this is going to help transform that energy and help us transform and see things more clearly from the past as well. Beautiful healing energy with the clear quartz or crystal quartz as well. So just feel that energy. I'm going to let that do its work on there too. And then let's see what the final messages here for Sagittarius about this 3-month adventure in love. The love adventure. It's always a love adventure, right? Every moment is about unconditional love, or it's a cry for unconditional love, or it's the fear of losing conditional love. That's how we can kind of see that cry, right? Okay, what else, Creator? Okay, these two. It says, I remember my soul's desire to learn and grow beyond existing limitations. So we'll put that one here. Because you have this desire to grow beyond those. Otherwise, you wouldn't have come across this reading. And this one is, I choose my own way forward. I am a guiding light of unconditional love. So I might just move these this way. Because you are the guiding light of unconditional love right here. And then I trust my inner guidance. My soul knows the way forward. So soul retrieval. Beautiful, beautiful. I really feel this is going to be a powerful 3 months for you. If you do, connect with your soul, connect with your higher energies, there is going to be a lot of releasing and gaining back of your power and your energies that you have given away, that you're investing in maintaining, these past thorns. And of course, this is not all encompassing. It's impossible with a general reading, to capture all our pain, but it all comes down to feeling we're not worthy of love in some way. And that, even when we think life is happening to us or, whatever it may be, it's all, the journey of love is always about the journey of our self-worth. And turning inward is when you find this pricelessness of who you really are. Out here in this world, it's retail price. It's determining our worth based on what we think other people think of us, what we're worth to others. That's what codependency is, right? I need to give. I need to be a giver. I need people to need me, or if I'm not needed, I'm worthless. So that's what all this is about, retail price. But this is pricelessness. This is your true you, your true heart. So I am loving it. And just know as you're going through each and every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. If you do want to check out the first Love Adventure reading, it's probably linked here or down here. So just click on that. It'll take you to that playlist and you can check that out if you so wish. But until next time, just know that you have got this. You are more powerful than you ever have been taught to believe in this human world. So definitely be in touch soon. Until then, take care.